Hey guys, welcome to our today's German learning video for Indians. My name is Markus and I'm a German native speaker. Today we are going to talk about the nouns and their genders. Okay? In German we have three grammatical genders. Like we have in Hindi, we have two genders, or in most North Indian languages at least. We have like striling and pulling, we have male and female. But in German we have those two, and we also have a neutral grammatical gender. Okay, for example, for things that don't have a very clear gender, but of course also things may be male or female grammatically in German. Just out of interest, in German 46% of the nouns are feminine, 34% are masculine, and the remaining 20% are neutral. It's very, very important, especially when you start learning German, that you always learn the words and the nouns together with their gender. Okay, because these genders, they determine everything. How you can put your nouns into sentences, how you can, how the verb needs to look, how you build your tenses, everything is linked with these genders. So it's really important that you learn them. And a very good way to do that is that you learn them together, the words together with their definite article. So we have three in German, which is der, die, and das. It's basically like the English the, but it depends which one you have to use, depends on the gender of the noun. Okay, and definite article means you're talking about a specific thing. For example, like you would say, look at that house, or look at the house, look at the house, and you do. As opposed to if you would say look at a house. A house, it would not be clear which house you're talking about, but the house, it's one specific house. Okay? And similarly, if when you're talking about persons, about other objects, you use the definite article, and you can always learn the words together with that. Like for example, for the word man, you don't learn the German word Mann, but you learn der Mann. You learn the combination of the two from the start. Der Mann, die Frau, the woman. Okay. Overall, it has to unfortunately be said that in German there is no steadfast rule that you can just learn by heart to know which noun comes with which gender and which article. So most of the time you just have to learn it basically by heart and get it into your habit that these words come together with a certain article. But there are some rules, and I'm going to tell you about these rules now for the male nouns, which come with der. Okay, so let's get going. So the basically male people or professions are always masculine grammatically. For example, der Pilot, the pilot, der Chef, the boss, der Arzt, the doctor. Of course, there are also female bosses, but der Arzt or der Chef is really the male version. Of course, there would also be a female version of that word, and that would then be with the female article. Okay, and then of course also words like der Mann, the man, is obviously male, and der Junge, the boy, similarly also. Then we have the seasons of the year. Okay, so for example, der Sommer, summer. We have der Winter, winter. We have the months of the year also. For example, der Januar, January. Ja, für der Februar, February. They are all the months are male. Then we have the days of the week, der Montag, Monday, der Dienstag, Tuesday. All these days are male. Then we have the directions. For example, der Norden, North. Ja, für der Süden, South. They are also male. East and West, of course, also. Then we have weather elements. For example, snow. That is der Schnee, so that's male also, and also der Regen, the rain. Apart from that, we have nouns that are derived from verbs and that are ending in er, in er. Almost all of them are male. Like for example, der Lehrer, the teacher, der Fahrer, the driver, also der Arbeiter, like the worker. But you have to be very careful, not all words in er are like that. For example, die Butter ends in er, but it's not male. Okay, it's also not derived from a verb, but okay. But most of the time, if you have to take a guess, it would be male. Then all words that end in ISMUS, like for example, der Kapitalismus, capitalism, ja, für der Nationalismus, nationalism, or der Buddhismus, Buddhism, ja, für der Hinduismus, Hinduism, der Tourismus, tourism. Then we have names of alcoholic drinks. They are also almost always male. Der Whisky, der Cocktail, der Wein, wine. But there's one exception, and that's das Bier. Okay? So das means it's neutral. Bier has the neutral grammatical gender. Then most words that end in ant, like for example, der Elefant, the elephant, der Lieferant, the supplier. Some exceptions are words that are coming from French, like for example, das Restaurant, restaurant means restaurant. Our next rule is most words that end in ent, so like for example, der Student, the student, ja, für der Präsident, the president. And there are some exceptions, like for example, das Monument, the monument, ja, für das Präsent, which is kind of a fancy word for a gift in German, the present. We don't usually use it, but it would be an exception. Then most words that end in ich, like for example, der Teppich, the carpet, or der Pfirsich, the peach, like the fruit peach. Then words that end in ling, like for example, der Frühling, spring, or der Schmetterling, the butterfly. Then nouns that end in ner, N-E-R, that would be, for example, der Schaffner, the ticket collector, or der Rentner, which is a retired person basically. Then nouns that end in ist, like for example, der Polizist, the policeman, or der Journalist, the journalist. Then our last rule for today is nouns that end in or, which is pronounced or. And that would be der Motor, the motor or the engine, and der Autor, the author. Okay, that was it for today. So that was the male gender and the male articles. In the following videos, we'll also cover the female article, female grammatical gender, and the neutral grammatical gender. Just keep practicing those and try to memorize these rules. At some point, you will get it in your habit which words come together. Always learn the articles together with your nouns and not just the nouns alone. That will really help you along the way. And if you like the video, then please give it a like, subscribe, comment if you have any wishes for subject. You can also join our Facebook group and our Facebook page, which is Indo-Germanguide. We'll also put the link below the video for you. There we will post a lot of materials that are supporting the videos and supporting your learning, like infographics and tables and so on. Also, there is a Hindi version of this video. We are always making every video in Hindi and in English. So be sure to also check that out if Hindi is your language. And thanks for watching. I'm going to see you next time. Bye.